And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with rock cod Rick Maxa. We're having a great show talking fishing and finance with Captain Larry Hansen from the Pacific Vision, a new 6-pack charter boat that's right here in Mission Bay. An awesome, awesome vessel that you can see on our Facebook page, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show. Rick posted a picture of it and looking good. And then our good buddy Rick Jensen from Sportfishing Financial, having a great time talking fishing.
Talking fishing, talking hookup, and we want to talk with you, man. Be a part of the show here. We got another full hour, plenty of time for your phone calls. It's been a very busy morning already, but a great opportunity in the second hour. If you want to get through, 2 ways you can do that. Best right now is our local line, as we said before. It's 858 area code 457-1090. One more time, 858-457-1090. That's a local line. There is one line open right this second. You'll get right through. Also, you can try us on our toll-free line. If you didn't catch the beginning of the show, toll-free line's got a little bit of an issue. It's just going to take one extra step for you to get through, but nothing you need to do. As soon as you get connected, you're going to hear some hold music. You just hang on the line, and we'll get to you right away. It's 877-792-1090. Again, 877-792-1090. Both available right now. Both your opportunities to get through. And not only going to get to talk to Rick Jensen, not only going to get to talk to Larry, you're also going to get in the shot for winning an awesome prize today at the end of the show. And that's a 3-quarter-day trip to go fishing aboard the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing. We heard from Tom Green how crazy the volume of yellowtail has been down there. And the proof is in the pudding because you see the reports that Booger's putting up there with that San Diego, and they are having some fantastic fishing. So, again, if you want to get your shot at winning a 3-quarter-day trip at the end of the show today, 877-792-1090. It's open right now.
Let's go down to Fisherman's Landing. Captain Buzz Brisendane from the Prowler. He was on the water yesterday. Are you back at the dock, Buzz?
Yes, we are, Pete. Good morning. Good morning, Rick.
Hi,
We
Buzz.
got in this morning, and some of those excellent conditions and sign we were talking about came to fruition.
Awesome. Tell us about it.
We had, there were big sonar marks seen throughout the day, and in the afternoon, they ended up biting well, and for our 21-passenger company charter, we had 58 yellowfin and 2 dorado.
Sweet. And what was the grade of the yellowfin?
I'd say it was 12 to 20 pounds, and we might have had a jackpot fish that was 22 pounds.
Nice. I heard that nicer grade yellowfin had moved in. There was a lot of small stuff around, and now that bigger grade has moved in. That's great news, Buzz. And is this within 1-day range?
Yes, it is. It's in 1-day range, and in fact, we have an overnight trip leaving this evening at 8 p.m. from Fisherman's Landing.
Oh, man.
Perfect timing.
The door is open, would you say, right?
It is, and there were some big sonar marks. It was good to see. Several boats were drifting in the same general area and all catching fish yesterday.
Wow,
Great
fantastic.
news,
All right, so you have an overnight trip tonight on the Prowler out of Fisherman's Landing, right? Tell us about it.
That's correct. It leaves at 8 p.m., and we get back tomorrow night. We turn right around on a day-and-a-half trip, and then we have a day-and-a-half trip later in the week. So we've got lots on schedule. And like you said, the gate seems to be open, so let them come on in.
Looks like a beautiful week of weather this week, so get on it. How do we do it?
Best way is to call Fisherman's Landing at 619-221-8500 and ask for the Prowler.
Hey, Buzz, I got one real quick one for you. How should a guy be best prepared to catch these things? Is it a bait fishing and is it jig fishing? I know things have been changing around so much with those big bluefins with poppers and flat falls. And how should a guy be prepared to go get these yellowfins on the Prowler?
Excellent question, Rick. 2 ways that were working yesterday. The bait was probably the most productive just because of the people were using it predominantly, but we had a couple of guys using flat falls and the Colt snipers, and they were getting bit as well.
Good info. All right, that's awesome, Buzz. Well, we're excited. Glad to hear that yellowfin is filtering in and biting well. Appreciate a great report, and I want to come fishing with you, man.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Thanks for the update,
Right,
Buzz.
Buzz.
Appreciate that very much. All right. Hey, 858-457-1090 open right now. Let's jump into the phones, Rick.
You got it, man. How about we talk to Randy, who's calling us from Orange County this morning. Good morning, Randy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Randy.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Hey, I got a great fish report for you. We just rolled in off of a 2.5-day on the Dominator and had a great time. The boat was fantastic. The crew just did a great job for us. Loved the trip. We were scratch fishing for the first, say, 44 hours of our 2-day trip. Our jackpot was a 26-pound yellowtail.
Nice.
Picked up off the kelp. Lots of bluefin, lots of fish. Saw them boiling, saw them foaming. Had a tough time getting them to bite for us. Last 2 hours, we got down about 50 miles down and hit just a wide open yellowfin bite and just limits for everybody. I picked them up on the sniper. I picked them up on a yellowtail topwater jig. Picked them up on bait. Started with 20-pound, went to 30-pound, went to 40-pound, went to 50-pound.
Randy, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was it was kind of a nice long boat ride and then just a wide open frenzy. And those kind when the fish are hitting the deck, you got to pull your own hooks, you got to throw stuff into the kill box yourself. It just full on pandemonium, which is just the way I like it.
God, is that not just
gotta
get you
love
fired
that,
up hearing
man.
that? That's so cool.
Sounds so cool. Great. You getting
cool.
back out again, Randy, I hope, soon?
Yeah. You know what? We've called him before. I run all the trips for Mariners Church. We call ourselves the Ohana fishing team, and we've got a 3-day coming up on the Shogun last 3 days of August. We'll have a few other trips in between. I wanted to say a shout out to Jim Holden over at Friends of Rollo. We hooked up with him and did a trip on this last Monday with about 45 underprivileged kids and from an after-school program. Took them on their very first fishing trip, and we were on the Dana Pride out of Dana Point, and they just did a phenomenal job for us. Had a great trip, and just love those young kids doing their first trip, catching their first fish. We're in there for the year. We just had a ball.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Well,
good job,
Randy.
Randy.
Those guys.
Yeah.
And I want to put a shout out to my buddy on the Joker. They fished the Masters tournament. Caught a couple of great big bluefin. Think they're going to be in the prize money on that deal. George and Grant, they're my favorite fishing buddies. So,
that's a fish-catching machine there, the Joker, for sure, that team, for sure. Hey, Randy, thanks a lot. Nice to hear from you, and great you had such a good trip there. Appreciate the call this morning. Does that get you excited?
Oh, dude,
are you guys pumped up, ready to go fishing back out on your boat, Larry?
Right.
I'm ready.
Let's kick the lines, man. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Cut the show short and
Let's
just
go.
go. All right.
Let's just go. Yeah. Hey, you want to go?
Go.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, let's go to Dana Landing on August 6th because that's going to be our third San Diego County Ford dealer remote broadcast right there in Mission Bay next to the launch ramp in Mission Bay. And your next chance to qualify for the big grand prize, a 4-night fishing package at the world-famous Katmai Lodge on Bristol Bay, Alaska, including round-trip ticket from San Diego to Anchorage on Alaska Airlines. You know, now Alaska's flying non-stops. Fishing destinations like Costa Rica, Hawaii, Puerto Vallarta. I heard a little spot for Alaska Airlines this morning. You can fly from L.A. to Costa Rica if you buy your tickets in the next couple of weeks for like $150 each way.
What?
Something like, yes, I heard it. So check that out. On Alaska Airlines out of LAX, they have two. They fly into Liberia, which is in the north, and they fly into San Jose, which is right in the middle of the country there. So check the Alaska Air banner on the front page of our website, hookup1090.com. You can also win a trip on the Blackjack, courtesy of Dana Landing in Mission Bay, Shimano Rods and Reels, Maui Jim Sunglasses, and, hey, Gary's going to be there, the prize cowboy. He'll have a ton of great stuff just for showing up. And whether you make the cast or not, don't forget you have a chance to win that grand prize to Katmai Lodge on Alaska Airlines by just a random drawing. Everybody there fills out a coupon. We'd random draw. And then the winner of the casting contest and the winner of the random draw are 2 of the 8 qualifiers that have a chance to win that great prize. See you Saturday, August 6th. That's 2 weeks from yesterday at Dana Landing, our good friend Steve Bernard and stuff. And we're going to have Conway Bowman as our guest that day. Conway's an amazing guy. He's got that great new Ford-sponsored TV show, and he does the shark fishing trips out of Dana Landing and a whole bunch of other stuff, too. But Conway and John and I know all the guys will be down there. Ron Lane from Fast Lane. It's going to be a party, 7 to 9 a.m., on August the 6th, and you have a chance to go to Katmai Lodge. Speaking of Katmai Lodge, I wrote a story and photos about our great adventure here last week at Katmai Lodge. It's on the front page of our website, hookup1090.com. Got to tell you, this place, I love this place. It is such an amazing experience, and you want to go with us next year. We're going to have a great trip in July again, prime time, and the one and only Pete Giacalone from Custer Lots is going along on that trip too, so it's going to be a good time. So check that out, hookup1090.com. It's on the front page of our website. Just scroll down to the bottom and check out the trips and travel about our adventure to Katmai Lodge. And we're getting ready both to leave for Whalers Cove. It's another great adventure to Alaska. Flying, you're going first on the 3-day trip, flying into Juneau on the 12th of August, and then flying out to the lodge on the 13th of August, and to have some great fishing out there. And then I'll be coming in on the plane that you're leaving on.
Right, I can't wait, man. It's right around the corner, and what a cool opportunity. I've never been to Whalers Cove before, so I've been doing, as you can imagine, a bunch of research and talking to everybody about what's going on and back. And we've had several customers in the shop the last few days that are going to be joining us, so I've been picking everybody else's brain. I can't wait. I'm really excited.
You're going to have fun. All right, let's jump into those phones.
Phones are definitely getting jam-packed. The only line that's open right now, 858 area code 457-1090. Your chance to get through right now. Let's talk to Ruben, who's calling us from Echo Park this morning. What's up, Ruben? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Ruben.
I have two questions. I have a financial and a fishing question.
Go for it.
Here,
The financial one is, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes. I have two questions.
We got that part. Go ahead.
The first one is, on my financial, do you think that I can roll over my, I work for the city of LA, my Great West over to your service? And my second question is, what happened to all the big barracuda? Are they out there getting bigger? And my mom loves them.
Yeah. What do you think, Rick? Can he roll it over into having you work with him?
Yeah, if you're still working, there's something called an in-service distribution. Some qualified plans through employers have that. So what that means is if you've gathered up some money in your 401k or your pension and you're still working, still in service, and you decide that you want to move that outside, you can roll that over and we can manage it, and you can continue to contribute to your existing plan while you're still employed. If you're no longer employed and getting ready for retirement, certainly you can, as you leave the company, you can take your money with you, and we'd be happy to find a landing place for you.
So if Ruben calls you, sportfishingfinancial.com, give a call to you, you can kind of arrange all that for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I can help you ask the right questions of human resources if you're still there, and if you're not there, no problem. Give me a call at the office, 949-481-1807.
And then as far as barracuda, man, there's been good scores of barracuda, I know, down here off the Coronado Islands along with the yellows, right, Rick?
Yeah, there has been. I think closer to the islands proper, there's been some good barracuda opportunities. So hopefully, Ruben, that fish just keeps sliding its way up the coast. And, that's one of those things that often you'll find them following those big balls of anchovy around. We bumped into it looking for yellowtail a couple weeks ago, and same deal. Like, it was so wide open you couldn't hardly get away from them. Sent some buddies down there the next day looking for that same zone, and it was already gone out of there. So you
but
follow.
It's good to know it's back.
Exactly.
Bonita's back. Barracuda's back. Bass are back. Larry, you seen a lot? Have you been out fishing the 3Bs?
No, actually we haven't. We've been chasing the big stuff.
Yeah,
and
bluefin.
Yeah, the BB.
Yeah. We got our own bees to chase, but we'll probably start looking at that here soon.
All right. Very good, Ruben. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that.
Hey, with that, it's time to find out what's going on the water. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, always the respectful guy on the water, is on the line with our fishdope.com report. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Rick. How are you today?
We're doing great, buddy. How's the fishing out there?
Well, I got to watch quite a few big fish get caught this week, as a matter of fact. But, hey, I just wanted to let you guys know that when you're out there, it's very, very important to be very respectful of the other boaters when you're out there on the water.
Because you never know who's on the other boat, do you?
Well, regardless,
Yeah,
you should
exactly.
be very respectful. It doesn't matter who is out there. You just have to be very respectful when you're on the water. And make sure that you use proper language.
Yeah, that's good tips.
All
For
right.
sure. But there are some very good biting big ones out there.
Holy mackerel, guys. Let me tell you something. I have a bunch of different guys that come out with me all the time, and everybody wants to catch one of these giant bluefin. And I do my very best to get them on these giant bluefin, and let me tell you, we've had one guy complete the battle. That's it. We've had one person complete the battle on all these fish we've caught. My deckhands have caught the rest of them, finished it off. Guys, these aren't easy fish to catch. Don't be discouraged if you can't finish it off. It is pretty gnarly. These fish do not want to get on the boat, no matter what you think. There's a phenomenal amount of fish out there, guys, and we spend a lot of time chasing these fish. They're very hard to get on. If you got a smaller boat and you can cast, you're going to do a lot better. Don't get discouraged, though. The fish do not want to eat a lot of the time. You're seeing a lot of fish, and then they don't want to eat. And the guys get discouraged, and they give up. If you just stay with it, you never know which school is going to bite. And you get on a school that wants to eat the mackerel. The next school you get on it wants to eat the popper. The next school you get on doesn't want to eat anything. You just have to stay with it and stay with it and stay with it. And then there's going to be a fish caught over 300 pounds here shortly, because I know Rick and I have seen them. There's some monsters out there, guys. And where did that fish go, Rick? 270? So
yeah, 270.5. It was an awesome experience for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, and there's a lot of credible stories. You're hearing the stories like Brandon Hayward's telling about Kathy Needlesman's fish and the other fish he caught. Just another 270. You know, it's like, when have we ever caught 200-pound fish 5 miles off the beach, right?
Exactly. Well, the other night, when I talked to you guys last Sunday when Pete was in there, I told you I was sliding on another school of fish. That school bit. First mackerel in the water. We hung a fish at, what was that at? 10 o'clock in the morning, we hung the fish, and at 10:15 that night, the rod broke. We fought
out of here.
for 11,
Get out of here.
11 3/4 hours we fought this fish. It was the most intense thing. And at 10:15, the thing swam through the lights, and it wasn't even laying on its side. We had it on the 80-pound, on a super heavy rod, 2-speed reel, 130-pound wind-on leader, 8/0 circle hook. The thing was hooked on the right stuff, and he never, ever slowed down. At 10:15, when he swam through the lights, he was swimming on his belly, just like nothing to bother him.
Jeez.
And then the rod broke, and that was the end of that.
That was the end of that. Well, Dave,
11.5 hours.
I know that Danny, you've been providing Danny the info, the fish dope that is so important for you to go out there and not waste fuel and time and money. Hook up now if you want to. If you're not a subscriber to Fish Dope, you want to be a subscriber to Fish Dope, which you should. Hook up now, lowercase, no space, is the $20 code for you. And if we want to go fishing with Captain Dave Hansen and pull on a big one for 11.5 hours?
Yeah. I don't want the 11.5 hour part. I'll go fishing with Captain Dave Hansen. I don't want the 11-hour part.
Well, guys, one other thing. I got to fish San Clemente Island yesterday. That was insane. The bass fishing is off the hook. It is so good. It doesn't even matter. Dead squid, a piece of squid, sardine, anchovy. It's just insane, the bass fishing. Same with on the coast, and now there's a bunch of little yellows there in Dana Point. They're smaller grade fish that would have been the most awesome yellowtail you ever caught 3 years ago. Now we're all, they're little ones. Guys, you just got to get out there and go fishing. Give me a call at 949-374-0786 or look me up on the web at yoursaltwaterguide.com. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week. Hopefully I see you on the water this week, Rick.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Great report, as always. Thanks for compiling all that info for Danny. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Very good. Let's jump into the phones, Rick. They're jam-packed. Want to talk to these guys.
You got it. How about this time we talk to James? James calls from Sorrento Valley this morning. Hi, James. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
James?
Hey, I had a quick question. I'm going out on a midweek boat, and they're getting back at 5 p.m. Is there any way that I can get my fish into Fisherman's Processing after hours for, like, pick up next day, anything like that? Is that possible?
Best thing would be to call them and make arrangements. They always say that, whether you're on a private boat or on a sport boat, if you're coming in after hours, call them, and they'll make arrangements for you to be able to drop your fish off and then have it processed the next day.
I would say there's definitely no processor that's as accommodating as Fisherman's Processing, and they're really good at figuring out how to handle every situation, but you got to give them a heads up.
And they do it all the time.
Yeah, we ran into that. A guy last night came back from a trip, and gosh, we got more fish than we thought. We don't have much coolers, but, it was 6 o'clock at night on a Saturday. I mean, as long as you give those guys enough heads up to react to whatever's going on, they will make it work. There's nobody that does a better job than Fisherman's Processing. Can't say it enough. Those guys are the bomb.
There you go.
Good to hear.
All right. Hey, good luck on your trip. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
That does free up 858-457-1090. Open right now if you want to get through. That is your shot. Let's next up talk to Don. He's calling us from Mira Mesa this morning. Hi, Don. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Well, good morning, guys. I was wondering if you can make up a list, Fisherman's Landing or Let's Talk Hookup on the A-team for your private boaters. So they have the proper gear, proper rods, and since they're going to be the first one on the fish with a popper or a bait, well, the skipper's guiding your boat, that they have the proper gear when the captain spends all the money for the gear and the equipment. And the first cast is going to be on Walmart or Kmart rod and a single speed reel. That what they think is right. And if you can make an A-team list, what gear you actually need, what rod, and what not to buy, and don't be that guy list.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of the problem with what's going on, right, Larry? Is that there's so much mixed grade fish. You've got beautiful yellowtail fishing, you've got good bass fishing, barracuda fishing, bonita fishing, and then you've got that big bluefin tuna fishing. And
we're talking about the big bluefin.
That's the big changer. Larry, what do you do on the Pacific Vision?
We just bring it all. We're just prepared for whatever pops up, and depending on the guys, it depends on what we're going to target. But especially this year, we just have to bring everything. You have to bring everything on board, and you just have to be ready for whatever pops up because you just don't know.
When passengers come on your boat, do you have gear that you provide, or is it pretty much bring your own?
We do a combination of both. We got great gear that we have on board, and then guys want one or two rods. We'll usually coach them. Before the trip, we'll send them out an email and say, hey, this is what you really need to bring. And if they don't bring it, or we screwed up and said, hey, we weren't ready for that 270-pounder, we're going to have it on board to make sure that we get a shot at that fish. So we're going to have it covered either way. Guys like to bring their own stuff, and we understand that. But sometimes guys, just like this caller is saying, some guys just don't know. And when you don't know and you get into a situation, the boat has to have it covered.
Rick, somebody comes into the tackle store and says, I want to go catch one of those big bluefin tuna. What are you going to sell them?
I think that it has changed a little bit over the last 2 weeks that it has over the couple months previous. Where a couple months previous, the only way you were going to catch one of those big things is when you pulled up onto those big breezers or big Nat Geo foamers and you cast a popper or a surface iron into it. And so what it was a couple months ago was you had to have a rod and reel that you could still cast a popper, which needs to be smaller because it's got to be casting gear, but still be able to pull on a fish in excess of 100 pounds. And I think that it has changed now. If a guy came in and said, I want to catch a big one, my goal is to catch one of these giants, fish over 150 pounds, money's no object, I would get a Talica 20, and I would fill it full of 100-pound hollow, and I'd fish a short top shot of 80-pound Seagar fluorocarbon. And that would be the reel.
100-pound hollow ace, Power Pro hollow ace, 80-pound Seagar fluorocarbon.
Yep, a Therese 72 single XH rod, one of the rail rod series, 7'2". It's really light. You can still cast it a long ways. And the reason I would pick that rig is it'll fish a flat fall really good. It'll fish a sardine really good, and it would fish a mackerel really good. Yeah. Is it the right rod for a popper? It's not, but I think there's more bites to be had on the mackerel and the flat fall than anything else. And that's a really versatile rig, too. I'm always very cognizant when somebody comes into the shop about wanting to buy a new outfit. Big fish gear is really hard gear to justify spending the money for because it costs the most and you use it the least. And that never makes sense. You're buying an expensive piece of tackle that you're not going to use nearly as often as you're going to use your 30-pound rig. But the thing I like about a TAC 20 and that Therese rod is that reel's still compact enough that you could yo-yo jig fish with it. You could make it your dropper loop yellowtail reel when you're fishing at Clemente. It's obviously a fantastic big fish outfit, for fishing sardine. If you go on a 5-day, if you go to Guadalupe, it'd be the ideal rig for that. So the thing I like about it is, yes, you're going to invest some fairly serious money in that gear, but it's not like buying a 50 wide that you only use, once a year on your 15-day trip. So it's an investment, but it's a really solid piece of tackle that you'll use. And if you're a private boat guy, it's big enough gear that you could troll with in the summertime for yellowfin too. So that'd be my A outfit.
All right, very good. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming away, including again another great block of your phone calls. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup coming on the Mighty 1090.
Inland Boat Center is the destination for your next boat. They've been around 35 years, so they're here to stay with something for everyone. Inland Boat Center has a giant inventory of all types of boats, including the perfect saltwater fishing boats made by Arima and Defiance. Inland Boat Center has a huge 2.5-acre indoor showroom with over 300 new and pre-owned boats, making them the largest boat store on the West Coast. Family owned and operated, they are proud of their customer service. They take trades of all types. Come check out their inventory of Defiance boats from 20 to 29 feet, or the fantastic selection of the amazing Arima boats from 17 to 21 feet. Inland Boat Center has a full service department, fiberglass repair and upholstery department. Everything you need is under one roof at Inland Boat Center, 681 East San Jacinto in Paris. Check the website for the current inventory and more at inlandboatcenter.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Looking for a new exciting fishing excursion this year? Come to Cedros Island for a kayak trip. Cedros Tackle is pleased to announce the completion of their newly built casita. Enjoy their beautiful secluded home with all the comforts you would expect from a high-end resort, including single occupancy rooms and filtered water. All tours will use Hobie Outback kayaks with bait tanks, fish finder, and VHF radios to ensure a great experience on Cedros Island. Travel light and leave your tackle at home if you'd like, as Cedros Tackle has a fully outfitted tackle shop, including top-of-the-line rental gear, which includes Phoenix rods and Daiwa reels. After a long day on the water, enjoy delicious local cuisine prepared by staff while you sit by the fire and enjoy the views of Mount Cedros. If you dream of catching a 10-pound calico bass or 40-pound yellowtail, Cedros Tackle will put you right in the spots where you'll be casting at fish that may have never seen a jig before. Come join Jeff, Omar, and the gang for a beautiful trip on Cedros Island. Visit the website at cedrostackle.com for more information and to book your trip.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar of the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 55 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built for ultimate performance on the water. From our next-generation fishing shorts like the Tactical Camo or Stealth Shorts to our Aft Block sun protection shirts like the Fish Ninja and Samurai Sun Hoodie, the entire AFCO clothing lineup is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and designed with functional features to deliver top performance for the demanding angler. Visit www.afco.com to find a dealer near you.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Major League Playoffs and World Series. San Diego's sports leader, the Mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Phones are literally packed up. There's one single phone line if you want to get through to the entire building. That's the toll-free number, 877-792-1090.
All right. Hey, we were just talking in the break, and I want to talk, Larry. I think this is a really important point, and Ricky was talking about it. if you're going after these big bluefin tuna and you have the right gear, which would be like minimum 80 pound, you got to have that drag button down. You hook a big one, you don't want to be on them for 11 and a half hours. You don't want to even be on them for 4 hours. It's not going to end pretty. It is not. Like your partner Neil, 270 on 80 pound.
On 80 pound. Right?
How long did he pull on that fish?
About 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour, yeah.
Because he had the right drag, and he pulled on it.
And they pulled, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You just about can't break 80 pound. You almost can't. 80 pound and 130 pound leader, you can physically pull as hard as you can. And I know that's easier said than done, but you're probably fishing with a couple of buddies. Tag team that thing. I mean, yank on it. Yep. Don't swallow your pride. Who cares? It's a fish of a lifetime. Everybody do a group deal. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. Have a blast and switch a guy out every 10 minutes if you have to. But pulling on those things is what puts them on the boat. Like you need to. A bluefin. We were talking about that yesterday with Brandon about how the yellowfin don't pull as hard as a bluefin, and I was talking to Steve Loomis at the shop a while ago about that. A bluefin tuna, you absolutely can. It's gruesome. You can break its will. You can. If you pull really hard against them, they turn around and they come back in.
Yeah. Larry, your thoughts?
Exactly what Rick's saying. What we hate to see on the boat is the longer we leave them in the water, of course, the bigger chance they're having getting away. And I'd rather give the guys a shot. And it's like, if we pull hard for an hour and it pulls the hook, then so be it. It wasn't meant to be, and we can get on the fish, and but sitting on a fish for even over an hour, I think that it's a magical hour, as far as we're concerned. Pull as hard as you can, button that drag down, get 2 or 3 guys to pull on it. Maybe young guys out there can pull for 4 or 5 hours. I know I can't. Maybe Rick can and do that. But, after about 15, 20 minutes, I'm looking around over my shoulder,
Heck yeah, man.
Looking to hand that
Rick,
thing off.
Rick, here, take it over,
exactly.
man. You pulling this thing for a while.
And then that's the key. If you want to get one of these big fish, and and I know there's a lot of egos out there, and I used to be that way. That you don't hand off that fish, but guys, hand it off, and you get more big fish into the boat, and we don't like to see them go over an hour.
Do you have a chance to catch a fish after 3, 4, 5, 6 hours? Yeah, you have a chance, but every minute after that magical hour, your percentages go way down.
You hear it all the time. I don't want to pull the hook. I don't want to break the line. Your percentage of getting that fish from pulling hard and getting him faster versus I'm just going to go at this pace. I don't want to break the line. I don't want to break the hook. Your percentage of losing a fish with that attitude is so much greater. Things happen. You nailed it. After time is your worst enemy.
Yep. And you ask any long-range captain, I don't care whether it's the Royal Star, the Royal Polaris, the Shogun, the Independence, the American Angler, the Red Rooster, any of them will tell you, you got to pull on those big fish, and you got to button that drag.
Tim says in his speech in your seminar when you're going down to big fish country, wherever it may be, that if your gear is perfect, if it's perfect in every way, a perfect Sato crimp, perfect Seaguar fluorocarbon, perfect knot on your line, everything perfect, you've got a 20-minute window of you're not going to have any tackle failures. And every second after 20 minutes, the clock starts ticking. And it doesn't mean that your line's going to fail after 21 minutes, but it means after that window, even with everything perfect, the timer goes on, and and the longer that you go, something can and will give.
Yeah, once that first 20 minutes goes, you let the fish settle in. Once that fish is settled in after he's taken his initial badass run, you button that thing down, you start pulling.
Yeah, you just can't believe how hard you can pull on that gear. It's unfathomable.
Don't be afraid. Yeah. That's the message we're trying to relate to our listeners, and you will be more successful more often.
I agree, man.
Yeah,
yank on those things.
Yeah. Don't it's been tried and true, time tested over and over again. It's not something new.
We'll say one last thing to it, and I get this from our long range trips. Like you pulled on your fish for however long, 20 minutes, and it's got to go around the anchor. It's got to go around 2 or 3 guys, and you see a Blake grab a hold of the rod, or insert any gnarly long range crew member. They grab a hold of that thing, and they pull so stupid hard on it, and next thing you know, they're gaining line. They've gained more line in the last 10 seconds than you did in the last 15 minutes, and it's because they're pulling really hard and turning the handle. If you hook those fish on decent gear, you can just pull crazy hard, and those guys see it every day, and that's why they pull so hard.
Yep, for sure. If you want a picture with that beautiful fish rather than a heartbreak at the end,
there you go, dude. Good call.
Button it down, hand it off.
Fish Seaguard, doesn't break. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go ahead and jump into those phones.
That sounds good, man. Well, they're packed up. We're going to talk to Richard, who's calling us from Monrovia, next up on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Richard. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, this question's for Rick Jensen. For your fishing in Baja, what are your favorite lures for fishing the grouper, cabria, other species, if you're limited for both trolling and casting?
Good question.
Yeah, great question.
You know, cabria is probably my favorite fishing, and talk about buttoning down drags. We get a Tranks reel and 80-pound leader and just button the drag down completely. It's just a tug-of-war to keep them out of the rocks. And, you know, you're going to lose some baits once in a while, and we got to the point where we didn't want to lose anymore, so we'd put the mask and the fins on and go down and pull the fish out of the holes in the shallow water. And for that reason, we've just moved to the least expensive, biggest, strongest hooks, you know, whatever kind of hard bait with a small bill on it. I know that Shark Bait makes one, and some of these other, you know, they're big, like 6-8 inches, like a big Rapala lure with a small bill, which I'm sure they probably have one, but we don't see a lot of them here in the tackle shop. So that's what I like for cabria. You know, when we do target grouper, it's usually on super heavy gear and a dropper loop and a mackerel clipped, or, you know, a mackerel that's going to stick around on a heavy rig there. And, you know, when I'm light tackle fishing, there's a couple go-tos, a little broke back hard bait and even a crocodile, you know, with white sea bass and halibut and all that stuff, like the crocodiles in all different sizes. So
that's a magical lure anywhere.
Yeah, crocodile. If I was going to bring one lure to Baja, it'd be a crocodile.
No doubt. No doubt.
Back it up with some of the other stuff. So.
All right, very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
How about next up we talk to Don, who's calling us from Huntington Beach. Hey, Don, good morning. Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Hey, good morning, boys. How you doing?
Oh, great. This is Baracho Don.
Is this Team Baracho, the winner 2 times in a row?
Defending champ, back to back.
Whoa.
Toyota dealer.
Man, how's that new Toyota running?
Got a fleet of them by now.
You know, it runs great. We're sitting over here at Lucci's having steak and eggs for breakfast and wondering how to spend that money. I'm glad you got that financial guy there. Lucci and I are having an argument. I say invest in Stoli. I want to invest in Stoli stock. He wants to go VO. I'm not sure which way to go here yet.
I don't know. What do you think, Rick? I mean, you know how vodka Don is. I'd say Stoli, right?
Is there some kind of an insider trading problem if he has all the stock and is yet buying it all for bloodies? I mean, is there some kind of an issue there?
Well, I think you should just follow the customers, you know, whatever you guys prefer there. Whatever you're drinking probably drive the price up.
We were thinking about opening up a charter business down there on how to catch mini Dorado. And I don't mean mini, M-A-N-Y, I mean M-I-N-I. You know?
And win a tournament, right?
Yeah, those mini Dorado are fun to catch, especially when they're worth, you know, $3,200 a pound.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Don, I mean, we were so proud to hear that you won that tournament. And I told Eddie and Shannon down at Palmas de Cortez, I said, further proof that a bloody in the morning actually works.
That's right.
You're absolutely right. That is my regimen, and I'm having one right now, but I'm not going fishing for another week or so. My arms are too tired from pulling in that huge fish. You know?
Yeah, that's great, Don. Now you're going to come down and hang out with us at our Palmas de Cortez Fall Spectacular. We need you down there.
You know, Bill and I have been talking about it. We still haven't got it firmed up yet, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
Listen, anyway, on a different note, a little different note here, I just want to put out get well soon wishes for Steve Picudo. I don't know if you know him. You know, he's the owner of the El Dorado fishing boat. We had a mini stroke the other day. So he's in Los Al Hospital. So I just want to put out, you know, get well soon wishes for him and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Don, congratulations, you and Team Baracho, on another win at the Van Wormer Resorts Dorado Shootout. And you're going to make it 3 in a row?
We're going to try for a three-peat. I don't know if we can get a 12-pound, 1-ounce fish next year, but we're going to try our best.
See what happens. Hey, you know what? You could come down and win $500 for a 12-pound, 1-ounce Dorado at Palmas de Cortez October 6th. Why don't you do that?
We are thinking about it seriously. So, again, it just depends on the schedule and all that. So,
all right, Don. Well, congratulations on the big victory. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, let's jump right back into the phones and talk to John, calling us from Long Beach this morning. Hey, John, welcome to the show.
Good morning, John.
Good morning, guys.
Morning, John.
A quick question for Rick. I've been accumulating stock. I just turned 64, and I started when I was 21, and I've never really sold any of it, and most of the stuff I own is all in dividend reinvestment plans, right, direct with the companies. So I've rolled over every dividend and gotten more shares and kept adding over the years, and I've always paid the tax on the income off of it. Now, could I pull all of those out from the different companies and roll them into another account, or how would that work?
Yeah, if you've been doing this since you're 21 years old, you definitely have a non-realized tax.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the compounding effect has just been phenomenal, especially the last 5, 6, 7 years.
And
you know,
good for you, and congratulations on
Seriously.
that.
And
yeah, well, when I was 21, I got a cold call from a broker from Shearson Lehman. Talked me into buying some corn futures, and I dropped $5,000, I think, before I hung the phone up. And I figured if I've got enough money to invest, I should learn about investing it. So I just started before all the internet stuff. I just started going to the library and reading, and and kept it up over the years. But yeah, most of it's in taxable accounts that I have.
Yeah,
so
and
if you transfer that to another account, is that a taxable situation?
Not transferring it to another custodian in another account and keeping the same holdings, that's not taxable, but selling those holdings and diversifying. When Don from Woodland Hills called in earlier, he talked about 5 years before retirement, and at age 64, you may have a lot of your eggs in a couple small baskets there, and maybe look to spread that out amongst some other stocks that may not carry as much risk. But he
could transfer it into your custodial management and without any penalties or fees,
and decide what makes sense to sell and what to hold on to.
Yeah.
And if it is a huge unrealized tax liability, there's ways to get around that if you're interested in some charitable contributions and ways to create income without having to pay taxes. So
the ways.
There's some things we could talk about there as well.
All right, very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that.
All right, how about next up we talk to Norman, who's calling us from San Diego this morning. Hey, Norman, welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, Norman.
Morning. Thanks for taking my call. I've got a quick question for Rick there. Financial Rick, that is.
Okay.
I'd like to know what your fees are, management fees are, and do you operate, and if you operate as a fiduciary.
I do operate as a fiduciary, and my fees range from on the high side on the real small accounts where we have to make $1 or $2 on the year. So at 1.25%, at a $25,000 account, I'm talking about $300 a year. And obviously, we get up to a $10 million account. That's all negotiable, and we just make sure that
I can make a very small percentage.
Yeah, way down there, anything above $2 million is negotiable, and we usually cap out on our normal fee schedule at about 0.75%. And with that comes free trading, custody, reporting, and we make sure that we're chasing the same carrot. So any extra dollar you spend is a dollar I can help you grow your assets with. So make sure that we save on all the expenses everywhere else and keep it as cost effective on the non-sport fishing financial side.
Okay, great.
I can tell you, thanks, Norman, appreciate that. And I can tell you from personal experience, and I know Larry probably can, Rick is very fair when it comes to that stuff.
Very fair.
Very, very fair. So, I mean, you won't find, in my experience, a better deal.
And he'll take you fishing.
And he'll take you fishing.
I'm in.
On Pacific Vision. Which is really a nice boat. So, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, how about next up we talk to Michael, who's calling us from Compton this morning. Good morning, Michael. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Michael? Good morning.
Good. Look, I want to give a big shout-out to, went out a couple weeks ago on Point Luma. The boat was named Fisherman 3, and I'm totally blind. So when I got on the boat, these guys were so helpful, all the deckhands. Every time I needed bait, they were right there.
That's
and
cool.
I caught a few nice bass. So I just want to give a shout-out to those guys.
Wow, that is great. They really took
Amen.
good care of you.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot for the call. Appreciate that very much.
That's cool. That's good fishing. And that bass fishing, too, that's something, man. That bass fishing
Good bass fishing right
so
now.
good right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then you got a chance to catch a yellowtail. You got a chance to catch bonita.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that
Local
stuff.
fishing is happening right now.
It is.
Hey, if you want to get through, and still time to get you in there, 858-457-1090. Let's talk to Paul, who's calling us from Temecula this morning. Good morning, Paul. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Thanks, guys. Morning.
Good morning.
Love the show. Love when Rick's on there. He always gives very sound advice. My quick question was what his thoughts are with what happened in Great Britain, if now would be a good time to maybe be more aggressive with my 457.
Yeah, I think that event is still has some uncharted water ahead, but as you can see, it kind of flushed through, and both the Great Britain index and the U.S. indexes are above where they were prior to that, as well as many of the other European and Asian indexes. So I don't know where this is going to go, and if Britain's going to be the front runner that has other nations leave the European Union, but it's again like fishing, where if we try to guess all that stuff that's going to happen rather than just find a good plan that's going to work long term, you're either going to be on the sidelines or miss the bite. So I can't really say that.
Is it time to be aggressive?
Yeah, with our upcoming election, an overall balanced portfolio where you're long term invested for the right reasons, and when you have enough money to afford to be aggressive. Be aggressive, but certainly not aggressive with your dear dollars, the ones that you're going to live on for retirement. And what makes sense in investing is having a plan where you have the ability to get the market returns or even better than market returns long term, and not try to figure out today, tomorrow, the next day, this stock, that stock. We have a huge market with a lot of transactions, and if it isn't efficient and the prices are wrong, it's not that often when the prices are wrong. I mean, it's there, and people are buying and selling every day. I can't stand here and tell you that today is better than yesterday and tomorrow is better than the next day. The more money you put in, the longer you're in, the better you're going to do, and the more diversified you are, the better you're going to be off.
Sounds like very good advice. Hey, Paul, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Just about a minute left for Teresa calling us from Hemet. Good morning, Teresa. Thanks for calling us on Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to say hi to Rick. Myself, Teresa, and my husband Craig, we met him on the Pacific Provider a couple months ago.
Ah, very nice.
Cool. Yeah, that was the event where our key speaker's wife was having a baby that day, and I'm actually a better speaker live on the radio than I am at an event where I don't have anything prepared.
Come on, I think you're darn good.
No, you did great. We just wanted to say hi and let you know that, we were thinking about it. And we had heard Don come on just a few minutes ago talking about his 12-pound Dorado.
Yeah.
And, we think that Don needs to come down to Shavato where the big ones are, because myself and Craig, we won the 21-pound Dorado. Nice. I caught it for Punta Shavato.
Nice.
Congratulations, Teresa. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. How fun. Yeah,
that was awesome.
That 21-pounder would have got you a new truck and $50,000 too, and at the East Cape at the Van Wormer Resorts. But you were just a little north of that, right?
Just a little, but not bad for my first time fishing for one.
Heck yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, nice to hear from you, Teresa. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. I want to remind you, be sure to check out all the good information in Western Outdoor News. Always loaded with good stuff. They have a real good feature this week on the 805, which
cool.
That kind of Ventura, Santa Barbara zone, and the good fishing up there. Of course, a lot of good fishing. The Sports Barber on the front page of Western Outdoor News. Uncle Al's on there with a nice bluefin tuna that he caught out of Dana Point, and lots of bluefin talk, too. Check that out, this week's edition of Western Outdoor News.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out who's going fishing aboard the San Diego. A 3-quarter-day trip out of C4 Sportfishing is given away when we return. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Get it all at Dana Landing in Mission Bay. It's truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing had you covered with several boats, including the new Blackjack, perfect for 2 to 4 anglers, and the Impulse that will carry up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, plus expert anglers on staff to help. They even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. The deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. When it comes to freshwater tackle, East County Bait and Tackle is the spot for a great day on the lake. The ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview in Lakeside, and Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check DanaLanding.com for more details.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 55 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built for ultimate performance on the water. From our next-generation fishing shorts like the Tactical Camo or Stealth Shorts to our AF Block sun protection shirts like the Fish Ninja and Samurai Sun Hoodie, the entire AFCO clothing lineup is purpose-built with the latest AFTech fabrics and designed with functional features to deliver top performance for the demanding angler. Visit www.afco.com to find a dealer near you.
For East Cape Fishing, Jen Wren is known as the best. This is Mark Rayer. Great service, top quality equipment, including all accurate reels, CalStar rods, and Sibron electronics, has put my immaculately maintained twin-engine cruisers in a class of their own. For memories of a lifetime, just bring your hat and sunglasses, and we'll provide a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Our calendar's filling fast, so don't miss out. For packages, 2 live webcams, a weekly fishery report, and more, check out TeamJenRen.com. We pick up at all East Cape resorts, so let's go fishing.
If you've heard the advice Scott Sherman from Fifth Avenue Insurance has given anglers over the past couple of years, you know there is much more to your boat insurance than just a low rate. Well, Fifth Avenue Insurance can not only find you the lowest rates on your boat insurance, they also make sure the coverage you get meets all your needs. What if you had an accident with the boat and found out you didn't have proper coverage? Well, that just won't happen when you insure with Fifth Avenue Insurance. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Fifth Avenue Insurance, 619-640-3130, or check the number 5 THAVEINS.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. You're the big winner of that 3-quarter-day trip, going to get on that good yellowtail fishing aboard the San Diego's, going to Dawn in Mira Mesa. Dawn, congratulations. You are going to love fishing with Captain Ryan Boston and the boys in San Diego.
Man, they've been getting them, too.
Nobody better.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, great show. Captain Larry Hansen from the Pacific Vision.
Great, you guys.
What a beautiful boat, and great time talking fishing here with you. If somebody wants to charter the Pacific Vision, you're available, right?
Absolutely. Just open charters up, info@blueplanetcharters.com.
Info@blueplanetcharters.com would be the best email.
Absolutely.
Okay. And a phone call?
Phone call, sure. You can give us a call if you'd like. Office number 760-664-5225.
Boat's located in Mission Bay.
Mission Bay.
And you can talk charter rates and
That's right.
putting a charter together for a day, 2 day, 3 day,
We'll do
5
some open
day.
charters. If you just got a couple guys, you want us to try to pair with some other guys, we can do that. And, I would advise everybody out there, fishing dollars are tough, Pick a good boat, put your budget together, and pick a good experience. That'd be my best advice to you guys.
No doubt about it.
Call,
very
man.
good
Very good
words.
call.
And, hey, Mr. Rick Jensen, Mr. Financial himself, Sportfishing Financial, we certainly had a lot of good people calling and a lot of people that have entrusted you to make them bigger money so they can go buy a bigger boat. And that's the way it should be, and go fishing with you, too. So how do we do that?
Yeah, reach me on the web, sportfishingfinancial.com. I've got a Facebook personal page, Rick Jensen, and also a Sport Fishing Financials page, and on the phone, 949-481-1807.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, Rick, for coming in, and thank you for listening today. We'll be back next Saturday and Sunday. Captain Fred Huber from the Daily W, talking the 3 Bs, Bass, Barracuda, Bonita. This is the guy
the man
that's going to talk about it. Fred Huber will be here next Saturday, and then next Sunday, talking Seagar fluorocarbon with Dale and Jerry from Seagar. Dale, of course, is our local guy, and Jerry's all the way back from corporate headquarters at Seagar there. So that's going to be a great show next Saturday and Sunday. Thanks for listening today. Thanks to Ryan and Adam on the other side of the glass, and we'll see you right back here on the Mighty 1090.